Good afternoon. I am City Council Member Pierina Sanchez, Chair of the Committee on Housing and Buildings, and I would first like to thank my colleagues from the Housing and Buildings Committee for joining today. Councilmember Barron, Councilmember Carr, Councilmember Dinowitz, Councilmember Caban, Councilmember Ari Kagan, and Councilmember Hudson, and Councilmember Aviles, and Councilmember Feliz. We are here to vote on two items today. A proposed pre-considered introduction relating to extending the rent stabilization law and a pre-considered resolution determining that a public emergency requiring rent control in the City of New York continues to exist and will continue to exist on and after July 1st, 2022. Today's vote is absolutely critical. Rent regulation is one of the most important tools the city has to protect tenants, to keep New Yorkers stably housed, and to prevent homelessness. It is all the more important given current economic conditions. It is New York's worst kept secret that we are in a housing crisis. We all know it just from living here. Rents are going up, there's a shortage of affordable housing, and far too many of our neighbors are experiencing homelessness. The data backs this. The 2021 Housing and Vacancy Survey showed a net vacancy rate of 4.54% across the city of New York. The vacancy rate is much lower when you look at rentals in the outer boroughs. For instance, a 0.78% vacancy rate in the Bronx. And by affordability level, less than 1% vacancy rate for apartments affordable to the lowest income New Yorkers. In fact, the median asking rent is up 74% since 2014, while wages have only increased 16%. Overall, the citywide median income would need to double to afford the median rent. And at the deepest levels of affordability, forget it. We are all affected by this crisis, the most vulnerable New Yorkers most of all. That is why it is imperative for the City Council to exercise our responsibility, to look at the facts and make the determination that yes, there is an ongoing public emergency in housing, and therefore yes, there is a need to continue regulating rents. After receiving the preliminary and early results of the Housing Vacancy Survey from the Housing Preservation and Development Department on May 16th, we held a hearing on June 7th, where we questioned the agency for hours on methodology and outcomes of the Housing Vacancy Survey. We are voting on those two items today. Proposed pre-considered intro, which I am sponsoring, continues the finding of a public emergency necessitating rent regulation and also extends the expiration of the city's rent stabilization law from July 1st, 2022 to April 1st, 2024. The other pre-considered resolution, which I'm also sponsoring, determines that there is still a public emergency in housing and that there will still be a public emergency on July 1st, 2022 and thereafter. With that, unless there are any questions, I will turn it over to the clerk to call the roll.
Good afternoon. William Martin, Committee Clerk, roll call vote, Committee on Housing and Buildings. Items are coupled. Chair Sanchez.
Aye on all.
Dinowitz.
Aye on all.
Feliz.
Aye on all.
Aviles.
Aye on all.
Barron.
Chair Sanchez, I vote aye on all, and if my name is not on your bills, I would like to have it included, if it isn't on already.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember.
You got it, Councilmember. Thank you. Caban.
Aye on all.
Hudson.
Aye on all.
Kagan.
Aye on all.
Carr.
No on all.
By a vote of 8 in the affirmative, 1 in the negative, and no abstentions, items have been adopted by the committee. Madam Chair, that is a full committee. You can close at your convenience.
Thank you so much, and thanks to all of my colleagues for attending today.